Hey there folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome back to another gorgeous day here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. It's absolutely beautiful today, and by popular demand, we are going to review the Pioneer 1000 right here. This is an awesome machine. This is the deluxe model. I've had it on the farm for quite some time. I've had 4 utility vehicles on the farm. We're going to talk about those other utility vehicles as we walk through and take you around this Honda Pioneer 1000. This thing is an awesome machine. Why didn't I just buy Honda instead of wasting my time buying these other machines? This has been the best little utility vehicle I have found so far for the farm and for the trail. Let's have some fun. Walk around this Honda Pioneer 1000.
I ain't afraid of work. I ain't afraid of play. I ain't afraid to get the job done and do it my own damn way. I ain't afraid of life, times like this. If you mess with my freedom, I'll tell you just what you can kiss. That's right.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Stoney Ridge Farm. If this is your first time here or your 50 millionth time, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to have you back here on the farm. All around us is a 150-acre first-generation regenerative farming project. So we've been building the farm here for about 7 years, and we've been on YouTube here for about 7 years as we slowly build out this farm. Part of the farm channel is reviewing equipment, and this is a piece of equipment that I have borrowed from my neighbor. He lives right over the hill here. He's getting ready to build his house, and he doesn't have anywhere to keep it, so I asked him if I could use it for a little bit, shoot a video, and store it inside for him so he's got a nice, safe place to store his machine. So without further ado, we're gonna go front to back, side to side, and we're gonna walk around and talk about all the features that I like and the features that I don't like about this Honda 1000 Pioneer. Awesome machine. I currently have a Kubota RTV X1140. I have a video, and I'll post a link to it at the end of this video, with the Kubota Sidekick, which is pretty similar to this. However, it's got a few things that are different, like a belt system. So this does not have a CVT system. The number one thing, the selling point for me, is that this has an automatic transmission with paddle shifters, and it doesn't have any belts, so it's all shaft driven. That saves you time, money, and maintenance on these things, and you get a much more forceful attack when you hit the fuel. So when you hit the gas on the farm, we're not trying to spin tires, and there's a setting on here to keep from spinning tires. There's all kinds of fun stuff, man. We got to share you. Let's just get into this. So let's just start at the rear, at the working end of this machine. If you look over here in the bed, I will tell you guys, it has a ton of bed space. You can see got my coffee cup in here. We'll toss that guy over to the side. Very robust, very good materials. This is a looks like an ABS plastic, solid ABS plastic pieces right here. Replaceable, easily replaced. You can just pop this off. Where other machines have a steel bed and have a, typically like the Kubota has a bed liner sprayed in it, and so did the John Deere Gator. This has a nice ABS plastic that you don't ever have to worry about, really. Now, if you want to take care of it, you could put some of the same treatment that you might put on your automobile to keep this looking black and nice and shiny. Okay, so one thing that I don't like with any utility vehicle or pickup truck or anything, I don't like having 2 latches. And I get it, I totally get it, Honda. I totally get why you have 2 latches, because if one pops off, you've still got one safety mechanism holding the tailgate in place. And the good thing about this is you don't need both hands. You can actually do it, unlatch one side, just like this, and they're spring loaded, and then unlatch the other side, okay, just like that. With the Kubota, you cannot do it with one hand. You have to have both hands free. You have to open both latches at the same time. They're spring loaded. So this is way better, way better than the Kubota system. Still stays in place. We fold it down. Nice and tough, very robust. I'm a heavy dude. I can sit on the tailgate and not have a problem. I'm about 220 pounds. I'd say 2 of me could do it. Nice cup holders right in here. Okay, so we can set our drinks right here. There is a bit of a complaint on the cup holders up front, and I'll tell you about that here in just a second. This has a steel frame underneath. In other words, it's all supported by steel, so it's very robust. It holds up nice. You have tie downs in the bed at all 4 corners for your coolers, firewood, deer, whatever it is you do, okay? So this very simply flops back over and closes down. Very nice, very ergonomic. I would prefer, Honda, a tailgate latch, just one single tailgate latch to do this, but I understand this is mechanical and Honda's been thinking, okay? So if we make it easy, we make it simple, and we make it mechanical, we don't have to worry about it breaking. I get it, Honda, totally get it. Let's take a look at the suspension in the back and we'll show you the dump bed also. So on the rear of the machine here, we have a dual wishbone suspension right there. You also have your CV boots and CV joints. Those are something that you really need to protect. There's one there and one there. This is your muffler setup. When we start this machine, you guys are gonna understand this is super quiet. It's 72 horsepower and it's 10 times more quiet than the Kubota and even the John Deere Gator. So one of my major complaints about the John Deere Gator and the Kubota, they're both farm machines, but why should we have to go deaf in order to ride around our farm? So if I rode around on the John Deere Gator all day on the farm, I just had to put earplugs in. It was just so loud. Same thing with the Kubota. It's even louder. It's a diesel unit. The John Deere Gator was a gas unit. The gas unit had 55 horsepower and was nearly 2 to 3 times louder than this machine. I don't want to go hunting or out on my farm on a really loud machine. I don't want to have to wear earplugs when I'm working with this machine all day. So Honda, kudos to you on that. Let's show you how the bed operates real quick. So we've got door handles. These doors are removable, by the way. If you don't want the door in place, you can easily remove it. I do believe that these pins must come out. Let's take a quick look real quick. Yeah, you can just unbolt the doors right there and take them off if you want to, if you don't desire doors. Lots of floor space, guys. I wear a size 14 shoe. We're gonna talk more about this in a second. Here is the release for the dump bed. Boom. Just dumps on its own. Something cool. It's mechanical. Again, thank you, Honda. Look at that. It's mechanical. And let's go over here on the other side. It is accessible from both sides. So if you're in the machine and you want to dump and your passenger's over here, they can dump also, okay? You can also reach in with the door closed and pull the dump bed and dump, okay? Be careful, tell your passenger don't touch that. Again, Honda, simple, mechanical, love it. Absolutely love it. Around here to the front, we've got nice big tires. These are Maxxis 27x9 R14s. That's the nice premium wheel set right here. You can see they marked each lug, showing that they've been torqued appropriately. All of your cooling system and stuff is here. Nice big shocks and springs. We also have a CV joint, CV boot right here for our power steering, electronic power steering. We have a CV boot right here for our axle here, and another CV boot there. These are fail points on most machines, guys. So we want to make sure if you do order a machine like this, that you get something that guards the CV boot, or you get something with a robust CV boot like these. These are really, really tough. They're much tougher than the John Deere Gator ones. I blew the John Deere Gator ones within about 4 days of owning the machine. Now, it says Honda right here, really just has an aggressive look, an aggressive stance. Just looks mean to me. Much, much, much better lighting than any of the other utility vehicles, guys. It's got high beams and low beams, something that the Kubota doesn't have. And the John Deere Gator might as well have had Power Wheels lighting on it. It just had very inferior lighting. This is where you access your electrical right here. So you've got your battery, your fuse panel. This is an external speaker system right here, and this is an aftermarket windshield from Super ATV. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Okay, battery here, toolkit here. You can put in your coolant there, and your overflow reservoir is right there. Super easily accessible. Plenty of room back in here if you want to accessorize and put some other goodies in there. Okay, let's slip this guy back in place. Pop this guy down, just like so. Simple, easy, Honda, mechanical. Thank you. Thank you, Honda. So much mechanical stuff. Got nice robust bumper setup right here. Doesn't have to be too obtrusive. In other words, it doesn't have to be so huge. We do not have a winch, but it is set up where you can mount a winch to the front bumper right here. We don't have a 2-inch receiver up front, but we do have a full 2-inch receiver in the back. Towing capacity for this machine is 2,000 pounds. It's more than the Gator and more than the Kubota. Can you believe it? It's more. This thing is designed to seat 3. Okay, so you have seat belts for 3. 1, 2, 3, and it will seat 3 grown adult people very, very comfortably, okay? Here's our latch for our door. Lots of good safety stuff, but not obtrusive safety stuff. So when you sit in here, your shoulder will hit that and you won't fall out of the machine. Got some safety things here. We have seat belts for 3, again, and the machine is designed to not go over 10 miles an hour unless you are buckled up. All right, cup holders. We're going to talk about those in just a second. We're going to go right here. This is our steering wheel setup. Okay, so we have easily accessible everything. I will say that this key, in my opinion, probably could have gone somewhere else a little bit higher up so you don't accidentally bump with your knee. Some of these things are going to be corrected in the latest and greatest model, guys. So Honda listens to their customers. We turn the key on, just like so. You can hear the fuel pump and very automotive style gauge cluster right there, okay? When I start it, just listen to how quiet this thing is. It's just as quiet as my Honda Element up there. It's super quiet. If we were in the Kubota right now, we would not be able to have a conversation. Let's look at a few more amenities right here. We've got nice cubby holes right here for your gear, for your gloves and stuff, with drain holes built in. You got an upper cubby hole right here. Everybody can pile their phones in right there, or you can put your phone in down here, okay? I will say, you know, you don't have a console right here, so you've got tons of leg room. There's some thought that went in right here. Gas pedal, brake pedal. You see the notch cut out of the brake pedal right here? In case you've got great big boots on, your boots won't interfere and hit the gas and the brake at the same time. That's something that frequently happens in a utility vehicle when you're wearing big old heavy boots. Now we've got an adjuster right here. We can bring our steering up and we can bring our steering down. Paddle shifters, okay? You can go into sport, automatic, or manual transmission. Automatic, manual, and sport. Turn this guy on. All that's electronically controlled. We'll put it in the manual and we can, again, use our paddle shifters right there. Very simple. Automotive, I just see a lot of stuff from the automotive industry here. Our park setting. Park is all the way forward, just like a car or minivan or whatever. Reverse, neutral, high, and low. Very simple. Again, 72 horsepower, max speed of 67. We have our 4-wheel drive controls right here. Currently, I'm in the turf mode. It says turf right there, 4-wheel drive diff lock, 2-wheel drive, and 4-wheel drive. Turf mode only spins one rear tire so you don't tear up your grass, which is great for pastures and lawns. 2-wheel drive is spinning both rear wheels. 4-wheel drive is just standard 4-wheel drive, and then 4-wheel drive diff lock locks all 4 wheels into place, okay? We're just gonna use it in the turf mode right here. It's all we really need. This is an aftermarket windscreen. You do need to keep air moving through here. What I've found is that the cabin area, and this is great for colder places, but not so good for warm places like here in North Carolina, the cabin area needs airflow, okay? It gets a little bit warm in this cabin area. I will say probably, I don't know, 5-10 degrees warmer without airflow. So this windshield is awesome. Again, it's from Super ATV. It has adjustments. So you have an adjustment to close it all the way off for like winter time. Okay, so that's sealed all the way off. No wind comes through. You have an adjustment for those cool mornings. We can still bring in cool breeze through there. And then you have an adjustment all the way up and all the way out. I like riding it just like this right here. And again, we have a plexiglass roof, so we don't deal without having good light. And if you're riding up in the mountains and you want to look up at the mountains, you can. So I like that for sure. I don't think that's a Honda stock item, but if it is, slap me on the wrist. I don't know. Inside here in the glove box, got a nice big glove box. It's got a bunch of stuff in it right now. Nice big watertight sealed glove box. It has a nice ring right there. Another thing Honda could have probably done is maybe put some cup holders in there. I will talk about our cup holder situation. this is not big enough to fit a lot of things. So as with a lot of utility vehicles, you're frequently carrying like a big tumbler or something like that, or a big old bottle of water or Gatorade or something, and this just doesn't fit. Now they make adapters. You can buy an adapter to make it fit. It just pops up out of there just a little bit. And they also make consoles. There's all sorts of good stuff that you can buy for this machine to upgrade and make those cup holders a little bit more functional. So that's really my only complaint. There are 3 complaints about this. Number 1 complaint, when I'm driving it, and you'll see some footage of me driving through the cow pasture this morning, when you drive and you are trying to go really, really slow over really bumpy terrain, as you bounce, the throttle is so responsive that it will tend to surge. So it takes a little bit of learning, and if you're gonna go really slow, put it in low gear, and it just takes a tiny bit of just getting used to, basically. Paddle shifters, I really haven't used the paddle shifters much because I haven't had it off the farm. If we take it up in the mountains, we'll definitely need the paddle shifters, but I'm not gonna take my buddy's ride up in the mountains and beat it up. I'll take my own up there. The one that I want to get, if I do buy a Honda Pioneer, is going to be the Pioneer 6, the 1006. It has seating for, I believe, 6 people. It's a 4-seater model, just a little bit longer, a little bit bigger than this, and a little bit more handy for the farm, okay? You know, guys, there's not a whole lot of anything to complain about. The throttle responsiveness is good. If you put it in 2nd gear as you drive, it's a little less responsive and it doesn't jerk you quite as much if you're trying to go slow. I'm talking like 2 and 3 miles an hour. A lot of times you do that on the farm, especially if you're like stringing out wire or something like that, putting out barbed wire or whatever. Second complaint, and that's just a little bitty baby complaint, is the tailgate latch. I would say that I would rather see one tailgate latch right here, but I get it. Low maintenance, simple, easy to handle, and mechanical. So that would be my second little nitpick, and my third little nitpick is the cup holder thing. Again, you could upgrade the cup holders, no problem, just something super simple. Guys, this thing is fun, it is fast, it is a toy, and it is a tool. So make no mistake about it, Honda got it right with the Pioneer 1000. This is an awesome, awesome machine. Stay tuned for a future video. We'll probably do a side-by-side. There's really no use in doing a side-by-side comparison. This thing will eat that Kubota up. The Kubota will barely make 15 miles an hour coming up my driveway. This thing will go 50. So if you're in a hurry and you're trying to get stuff done on the farm and you're running around, and or if you're up in the woods and you're having fun and playing, this is the machine for you. It's an all-around utility vehicle versus a farm-specific utility vehicle. I would never have taken my John Deere Gator 825i up to the mountains in West Virginia to ride the trails because I couldn't trust it as far as I could throw it. I'll tell you that, I just didn't like it at all. Now, conversely, I could never take my Kubota up there. If I took the Kubota up there, and the MSRP on the Kubota is about $18,500. MSRP on this, the way it sits, is around 20 grand. 16 to 20 grand. I couldn't take my Kubota up there. It's just super, super slow, and you'd have a headache, the worst headache of your life if you had to ride that Kubota all day long. So the things I like, it's fun, it's fast, it's strong, it has a lot of mechanical things on it versus hydraulic and electric things. The lights are great on it. The bed is really strong and robust. I love the dumping system where you can dump from either side, and it's super, super quiet. It's like riding around on the back of a kitten. Guys, thanks a lot for joining me here on the Stoney Ridge Farm today. I hope this helped you in making your utility vehicle purchase decision. I am super happy with the Pioneer 1000. I am letting the Kubota go, and I'm gonna seek out a nice 4-seater 2023 model Pioneer 1000. So thanks a lot. Thanks to my my good friend John, my neighbor, for letting me use this thing and do an awesome review. It is a really, really cool machine. I need something bigger. I need something that's not black for the farm, and I need something that's faster than that Kubota. So if you don't want to wear earplugs all day, look at the Honda Pioneer for your farm. It's really a great machine. Guys, thanks a lot. Please hit that like button. I'd love to have you back on the channel. Subscribe and come on back and see me on the Stoney Ridge Farm.
Well, come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life here
What's under here? What we got under here? We got access to your battery and your fuses and a bit of a storage container. Got my coffee cup in here. We'll toss that guy over to the side.